Well, good evening and welcome to the Matchroom Bubble here down at the SSE Wembley Arena. It's the media workouts for Conor Benn against Sebastian Formella with a packed undercard. You can see now that heavyweight Tom Little is just going through his media workout. He takes on Alen Babic over 8 rounds. And I think it's fair to say that Tom is literally half the man that he was in Saudi Arabia, and when you see the pictures of the two body comparisons, I think everyone will applaud him for that. Live on the stream now, trainer Tony Sims joins me. Tony, great to see you. How is everything? Conor Benn's preparation, how's it been?
Yeah, it's been good. You know, he's had a long camp, and you know, obviously stepping up in class for this fight, and you know, he's prepared well, and he's looking forward to Saturday night.
What have you seen for Sebastian Formella? Obviously, the big sort of yardstick is that he went the distance with Sean Porter, but other than that, some decent names on his record, like Bethel or Shona, people like that. What dangers does he bring to the table?
Yeah, he's a clever, smart fighter. You know, he boxes off the back foot. As you say, he lost his last fight to Sean Porter on points, but he was still having a go in there right until the last round. His fight before that, he won the IBO World Welterweight title against a decent South African who previously had stopped Miguel Vasquez, which was a big, you know, win for the South African. He was unbeaten in 15 fights. So, you know, this is a big step up in class for Conor Benn, and but he's prepared for it. You know, he's done nearly 5 years working to this goal. You know, if he beats Formella on Saturday night, then he steps into the world scene.
How frustrating has it been, or has there been any frustration? There was a lot of names mentioned in the build-up to this. I think the original date was back in March, and you've had opponents come and go. A lot of people call Conor out as well. We were speaking about him earlier. I think Chris Congo, Chris Jenkins, just to name but a few. There's Adrian Granados, I think, Vasquez. There's all sorts of names being thrown around. It is Sebastian Formella, but has it been sort of a tricky build-up?
Well, there's always names being thrown around when it comes to Conor Benn. You know, he's a big name in the welterweight division in Britain, and you know, him and Josh Kelly are probably the leaders of welterweights in Britain now, and you know, everyone bounds his name around. As you say, we tried to make the Chris Jenkins fight, and Chris Jenkins was offered quite a big purse to fight Conor in fight camp, but that never materialised. So really, we've stepped up in class with a better opponent really than Chris. No disrespect to him, but Formella's, you know, well on the fringe of world level, and he's a massive step up on the bench. So it's a big fight Saturday night for him.
Just a word on preparation as well. Kell Brook, that's pretty good sparring. How did Conor sort of hold his own in there? Was there a big gulf in levels, or were you sort of proud of how Conor carried himself through that?
Well, it was a great learning experience for Conor Benn. You know, like Kell Brook, you know, through the years has been a great welterweight for this country, and he's got beautiful timing, Kell. But you know, Conor done 8 rounds of sparring with him, and I think, you know, it was a good yardstick just for me to see really where he's at. And you know, he competed well with Kell in that spar, and I think Kell was impressed with him himself after the spar, he said, and you know, it was, as I say, it was good to see, and you know, I know that he's ready for this fight. You know, he's just got to prove himself on Saturday night now that he's in world level.
Just before I let you go, we were all wishing Kell Brook best of luck on early hours of Sunday morning. Just what do you think Kell will do now? Do you think that is the end of the road for Kell Brook?
You can't tell with Kell, can you? You know what he's going to do next. And, you know, he's still a good fighter, still a world level fighter. So, you know, it's completely up to him. I feel like he's achieved everything in boxing, you know, at world level. Fought great fighters, and you know, that's entirely up to him and his team what he does next.
Brilliant. Tony, thank you very much for joining us. We'll catch you later on the stream when Conor does his open workout. So yeah, just looking at this fight that we're seeing in the ring here at the moment. Tom Little, 33, 18 fights, 10 wins, 3 of them coming inside the distance. He's got the 8 defeats. He has been stopped 5 times, but they've all been against quality opposition. This is a good step up on paper. I think we all sort of agree that Alen Babic has become like a bit of a cult following at the moment. Yeah, I'm just sorry. We're live on the stream at the moment. Coogan Cassius is here. Coogan, bubble life. How's it treating you?
Getting used to it now. So generally it's like a second home. Can you hear me, Tom?
As I say, Tom Little just going through the motions here at the moment. So yeah, Alen Babic, he's got a bit of a sort of cult hero following at the moment, just because of the way he carries himself outside the ring and inside the ring. It is maximum violence, to coin Dillian Whyte's phrase. Obviously, he's part of Dillian Whyte's team, and when we spoke to Dillian, he was very clear that in terms of the maximum violence that he brings, Alen Babic is the most maximum violence person he's ever met. So that is quite a statement from Dillian Whyte. But this is a fight that's been in the offing for quite a while now. Alen Babic, very much a TV fighter. He's good value outside of the ring as well. Just in terms of his background, obviously he was a doorman in Croatia, which sounds a petrifying prospect at the best of times. It's 2 people, isn't he? He's Alen Babic and he's Alto Igor, the Savage. So we'll see who joins us later on the stream. We are expecting him after Conor Benn, and we then got Alen Babic in the ring. Don't really want to sort of butt in here with Tom. Tom, I don't want to sort of butt in. Have you got much longer to go, or is that the end of it now?
No, that's pretty much the end of it. I'm ready to go whenever you are.
I mean, you look half the man that you were before. What do you think the difference in weight is going to be?
The difference in weight, I know what the difference is going to be in weight, but that's a surprise for Friday when I get on the scales. I want everyone to be shocked at how hard I've worked. It's still going to be enough to impose on Alen, enough size difference, because I'm naturally a bigger man. But as you see, I don't lack speed. I've never lacked agility. So cut quite a bit of weight off, 30 kilos. 30 kilos. I was walking around with a medium-sized child on my back.
What's been the big difference? What have you done differently that you didn't do before?
Everything that I should have done before, and that's the blatant truth. I feel like I've let so many people down, sullying good trainers' names when I walk to the ring, not in a shape that I should be. And it's my job to be as an athlete. I want the opportunities. I want to prove myself, and like I explained to you earlier on, I've got a much higher calling for what I want to achieve, and the reasons why behind it are something very, very close to my heart. So that's what's driven me. And listen, I've got 3 kids. They need to be fed.
Just a word on Alen Babic. What are you expecting him to bring to the table? What have you got that can nullify what he does?
I think Alan's going to bring maximum violence, and I think I'm going to bring maximum violence and brains. I'm going to use my skill set, but let's not get this wrong. I will not be running nowhere. You might as well, it's a small ring, you might as well put this in the middle of Wembley, because I'm going to meet him in the middle, and the phone box, and let's see who wants it more. But when you put brains with that sort of thing, because I can stand close and not get hit, and I plan on unloading and really taking him to somewhere he's not been yet as a professional. Now let's see if he can swim them rapids, because like I said, the me that Philip fought and Majidov, none of them fought this me. None of them fought this me with this bit between my teeth. So if he do manage to get this done, which I can assure you he will not, then he deserves to be there with them. But unfortunately, there's a little freight train come to spoil the party. his gravy train with biscuit wheels is going to fall apart Saturday.
Conor Benn's going to get in the ring and start his media workout. Can I just ask you, if you're not in a rush, if you jump out and just join us on the stream here, just while we see Conor, and you can just talk us through. You're obviously a boxing fan yourself and do a lot of watching of boxing. Conor Benn, the rise, just how impressed have you been with where he started and where he is now?
Well, you can't not be impressed with what he's done, like with where he's come from. Listen, he carries a massive name on his shoulders, and that name with its perks and everything, that comes with its trials and tribulations, because that's some big boots to fill. Like my favourite fighters of all time, Nigel Benn. Like, who don't love Nigel Benn? You know what I mean? Like, and Conor's. What I love about it is the way his dad's just left him to do his own thing and cut his own path and make his own career.
We're very clear at the start, wasn't he? Look, this is your journey. I'll be there if you want. I'll be there to help you if you need it. But you got to make your own mistakes. So you got to pave your own journey.
And to me, that's a proper man. That's done. Listen, he realised he had his day in the sun, and it was his son's time. But back to Conor, like, you've seen improvement. He's had his tries, he's had his tested, he's climbed up. He's shown everything it needs to be a great fighter. And when you look at the experience that he's actually got, compared to some boys coming from these extensive amateur backgrounds, look, he's headlining at Wembley. Like, don't get me wrong, we'd all love to see it packed full of fans. But listen, I'm pretty sure him and his dad will be very, very proud. And I heard him say the other day what he wants to be remembered for is Alen Babic can fight. I'll tell you what, he ain't letting the side down.
That's for sure. We are obviously live on our YouTube channel. Some people have been sending in some comments. G-Man, 30 kilos is a lot of weight. Looking trim, big man. So you've obviously made an instant impression. Yeah,
and listen, I appreciate everybody picking up on it, and I think losing that sort of weight is always going to be shown evident. But I've done it for myself and for what I know I'm capable of. I've got him with some of the best prospects in the world, if not the best prospects in the world. You can't tell me at least one of them won't be a world champion of some sort. And that's me at half ready. I wouldn't ever con nobody. I would never tell anybody that I'm going to be a world champion. I'd never do that. But I know one thing. I tell you what I will tell people is I can win a British title, and I can do what I've set out to do with this little journey of mine, and that's remain focused, remain dedicated. I believe you look at you look at stuff in a good light, and good stuff will come back to you. And this opportunity's presented itself. Filip Ergovic said to me the other day, he said, this fight is a gift from God. So, do you know what? Who's to look a gift horse from God in the mouth? I look at it as a gift from Eddie, but if he was called Eddie God, that's down to Filip.
No, listen, let's not get ahead of ourselves there. Tom, thank you very much. I'll swap you out. Matchroom Boxing CEO Frank Smith is with us. Frank, good to see you. Conor Benn's just
seen a lot of you.
Yeah, I know. How is bubble life? How are you getting on?
Good, I'm enjoying it. I haven't been home, so I like the bubble. It's a great place to be. Good fun.
Just swing back round to Conor Benn here. It's a big night for him. Tony Sims was talking beforehand about the difficulties of getting an opponent locked in for this one. But you know, this does look a good test on paper against Sebastian Formella, IBO champion, and he went the distance with Sean Porter, which is the yardstick that we keep using.
Yeah, of course, it's a big step up for Conor Benn, and it's one that he's wanted for a long time. He actually, we were trying to get him to fight at Fight Camp earlier in the year, but there wasn't the right opponents there for him, and he wanted a real step up, hence why he's taken the chance with Sebastian Formella. As you say, it's the only loss on Formella's record against Sean Porter, who is on a sort of, you'd look at it on another level currently to some of the guys that Conor has fought. So, it's going to be a real tough test, but this guy's ready. Tony Sims, who's in the ring with him now, he truly believes that he's come a long way. And when you think of what he's done in, I think, just over 4 years he's been with us now, he's in a great place, still very young as well. So, exciting prospects and some huge nights ahead of him.
Just want to quickly grab your way here about the Katie Taylor figures from the weekend. I think everybody is just over the moon, very, very proud of those figures. Ireland's Katie Taylor, she really is sort of flying the flag for everybody else as well.
Yeah, great numbers and great support as well from Sky, obviously. To get the sport, not just the sport, but Katie and all the people that were on that show last week, the numbers that you delivered. So really exciting. It just shows what a star Katie Taylor is. Some huge nights ahead for her. And what was it? Something over 2 million people in the UK and Ireland watched it. So really exciting, and it's great because it just shows how what a place the sport is in, especially as well for female boxing, which we spoke a lot on last week. But it's great times and really exciting.
Frank, thanks very much. I'll spin back round. Conor has finished his open workout, so he's just going to come and join us live on the stream. Conor, thank you for joining us. We're live on the Sky Sports YouTube page. There's got a few questions coming in for you, but first glance there, great to see you back out. You've obviously been working very hard during lockdown.
Oh, listen, mate, I've been grafting non-stop. It's probably the longest camp of my life. It's a lifestyle. It's 24/7. We don't get ready, we stay ready, as they say.
Just a few comments there. Wayne Hearn, Conor looking good. Imagine Conor Benn versus a prime Pacquiao. Well, wait, I'm not trying to make matches here for you, by the way. What's your main goal and main hope for this weekend? Is it to be the first man to stop Sebastian Formella? Is it to just win and look good doing it? Does the performance matter? What do you think?
Can say what I want now. When I get in there, it's a different story. I think just showing a mature fighter who's matured, and that's patience. When I see an opening, am I going to take it? Of course I am, and I'm going to try and get him out of there. And that's just the way I move. It's the way I operate. It's the mindset. It's that kill, be killed mindset. And when I get in there, I'm gonna try and get him out of there. Of course I am, but I'm gonna take less risks. I'll say that now. When I get in there and get tagged, it will liven me up.
Tom Little on the stream just said, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And we say it all the time, cool, calm and collected, but that red mist is always lingering there. It could always come down, and we're never ever going to complain about that, because as far as TV fighters go, you really do tick that box. I wonder if it's going to be any different over at the empty arena, or if it's just a ring is a ring. When the red mist comes, it's going to come.
It's not red mist anymore, because there's no mist. It's just red. There's no mist. I can see. I know what I'm doing, but it revs me up. It gets me going. Don't mean I'm getting, it's all blurry. And remember, I used to say I don't know what shot I landed, but I landed it. I know what I'm doing now. Cool, calm, and collected. Just with still a lot more spite. Empty arena, no problem. Don't bother me. As I said, I find a telephone box. I would have fought anybody. I would have fought behind closed doors. That weren't the issue. It was my dad who didn't want me to fight behind closed doors, because obviously you thrive off the crowd. Yeah. You thrive off getting hit. When you get hit, sure as hell going to wake you up. So it don't really bother me. We've got a world level of opponent here, former world champion. Is it a big step up? Of course it is. So was Jussi Koivula, and I can relate back to him because he lost on splits decision to Samuel Vargas. Some people say he should have won. Took Leonard Bundu 9 rounds to stop him. I banged him out in 2. Ain't been done before. So I'll always rise to the occasion, and God willing, I'll rise to the occasion Saturday night.
Are you one of those that studies your opponents and watches hours and hours of videotape? Like, for example, have you watched the Sean Porter fight more than once, or have you left it to Tony Sims to make that game plan and feed it back to you?
I don't watch my opponents. Never have, never will. Neither did my dad, funnily enough, because I had a chat with him about it. He never watched a fight with McClellan, never watched one of them. So I ain't worried about what they can do. When you start watching your opponents, you're worried about what they can do. I ain't worried about what he can do, because come the night, I know I've worked hard enough to match anything he tries to present to me. So anything he tries to do, I'll match it.
Let's just swing around Alen the Savage Babic. I think it's Alen is here at the moment. He's going to get in and do a few pads. What's bubble life like? Sort of rubbing shoulders. Everybody's here. Alen is alongside Tom Little. You're alongside your opponent. Probably bumped into each other because he was leaving the gym as you were coming in. Does it diffuse it a little bit? Do you have any issues with sharing the dinner table with Formella? He sat 2 rows away.
He waved me down from across the room, I thought, and then I've had to look over my shoulder, think, what's going on? I think he's trying to Andy Ruiz me. That's what he's. Of course I do. He's trying to Andy Ruiz me. Listen, mate, when we get in there, I'm bringing it. Do you know what I mean? You want to shake my hand and give me a wave and all that, fair play to you, but I ain't giving you no wave and no shake. When we get in there, it's down to business, and I'm going there and trying to iron you out. He seems like a nice guy. It's irrelevant, because he's in my way to greatness, and I'm going to do what I can to get him out of there. Badly.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for joining us. I know you want to get off, so I'll let you go. Conor, thank you. Let's swing back round. Alen Babic. Remember, guys, if you want to send in some questions, pointers, anything like that, I'll do my best to get through them Let's have a quick look. Obviously, I don't have a chance to proofread these before I say it. John Feast. Since COVID, there's been more great fights than the normal. Crawford v. Kell, Spencer v. Garcia, Loma v. The Takeover, and the list goes on. Tank v. Cruz, Usyk v. Delboy. Yeah, that is true. I just think Eddie had that phrase, did he know easy fights, and everybody seems to have sort of got on board with that. Michael Park, Conor Benn, this is your moment, brother. Well done, Sky Sports Boxing and Matchroom, for making it happen. Yeah. Shockwave, massive step up. His last 2 opponents have 15 losses between them. This one loss to a top 5 fighter. Yeah, I think that's true. Don't sleep on Formella, really is the message there. Just scrolling through here, guys, you can see Alen Babic just smashing the pads. It was never going to be any different, was it? He was hardly going to stand there and do the sweet science. Let's just have a listen in. Lots of love on the stream here for Conor Benn. I'm excited for Saturday. This is from Kyle. Conor pushes the pressure and rips into Formella. I want to see Babic pad work, hoping he's tightened up a little. Well, have a look, Kyle. You can make your own decision here. Craig Barton, who's Babic fighting? Tom Little, he's fighting, which is a match that's been in the offing for a while now. So they clash live on Saturday night from the SSE Wembley Arena. Sawyer, Maitland, Babic v Little. Yep, that's right. Will there be a rematch between Usyk and Derek Mohammed? I'm not sure. I think Usyk's got plans for Anthony Joshua, and I'm not sure he's going to change them for anyone. This is making me miss boxing training. Gyms are locked down here in Ireland. Sam S, I think we all feel your pain. You're a... You nearly got me there. Andy, did you ever box? No. There's very good reasons for that, because I'd be terrible. Let's see. Very good. I nearly fell for a nickname there that if I read it out all in one would be a word. Okay, guys, if you just join us, this is Alen Savage Babic just going through some pad work with his training here, live inside the bubble. Robert Hodgins is going to join me. Robert, Fabio Wardley's trainer. You know a bit about Alen Babic because he's sort of the same promotional stable. He's a bit of a cult hero now, Alen Babic.
He's gained a bit of a cult following. He's relentless, his attitude, his personality. He's a lovable guy. You know, everyone likes him. You know, he's a lovable guy. Works hard. He's a good guy.
Have him and Fabio done any work together, sparring-wise?
We've done a couple when we used to go down to Dylan's training camps in Loughborough, but they've never sparred together. We're glad now after watching those ads, to keep Fabio dodging for massively. But he's a good guy, very friendly, and we've got along since then. Yeah,
you say he's friendly. It depends which guy it is. There's Alen and there's the Savage, and I know our colleagues at Matchroom Boxing have cut a hilarious promo. I'll give nothing away, but the two of them together. Just a word on Fabio. I mean, he just continues to impress everybody. We spoke to him earlier, and I sort of put it to him. There was this narrative that he was a white-collar fighter, and white-collar comes with a stigma. And since then, I just think the more fights he's had, the more impressive wins he's had, that narrative just simply doesn't exist anymore. You kind of throw that away now. He's an established English heavyweight champion.
Yeah, so it's like, with Simon, the fight with Simon was a bit of our coming out party. And, when Simon said to Fab in the press conference, I come from an amateur background and you can't jab, Fab showcased he can jab. So he improves with every fight. We're learning on the job, but he improves with every fight, and I think he can only get better and better.
Yeah, what about learning on the job? Yeah. Sort of like you've got the platform, you've got the spotlight, but it is a bit of an unforgiving world, isn't it? Having to do it with everybody watching. But Fabio strikes me as the sort of guy that actually embraces all of that.
Well, in boxing, I think confidence goes a long way, and Fabio is a very confident young man. He's dealing with the best sparring, and I think when he started to hold his own in sparring, I know sparring's different from most time. When he started to hold his own, people were like, "Wow, this guy could be for real."
Where did your relationship start with him? So did you work with him when he was on the white collar scene, or did you pick him up when he was a pro?
Well, I worked with Fabio. I was an amateur coach, and he was in part of the gym. There was a white collar scene going on, so I met Fabio along there. The plan was to get him through the amateur route, and then someone come along and said to him, offered him a chance to go pro. I talked him out of it, by the way. I said, "No, you need to go amateur, I need to go amateur." I talked him out of it.
How would you compare the Fabio Wardley that started back then to the Fabio Wardley you've got now? Is it chalk and cheese? How much has he improved?
He's improved so much. He learns, he's got this relaxed attitude, but he's a massive student of the game. He studies, he watches fighters, and he learns, and it takes a lot of guts to do what he actually does in the ring, to like the movement stuff and that. And you've got some amateurs that want to try it out, so I think like it's one of those raw throwbacks.
You two torture each other as well, don't you? Just talk us through, people that don't know, the tattoo bet and how that resulted. Maybe not so great for you.
So we had a bet 4 years ago. There was no chance of a title coming along, this and that. We were just raw novice pros. And, how you doing, Babic? You all right? So he turned around and we said, if you ever get dropped in sparring and a fight, which the chances are like 3-1 for us, and he said, if I win a title higher than the Southern area, you'll get a tattoo. So yeah, we end up getting a tattoo.
Well, he's along in a minute, so I'll get his version of the story. Thank you. Okay, guys, keep sending these comments in, these questions in. We're going to be speaking to Alen at the end of this round. Sawyer, any news on Povetkin, Andy? I asked Eddie Hearn the other day. He's out of hospital and he's back training, I think, or he's well enough to start training again, so he'll be back in January. Lots of chat about Hrgovic in the comments here. I mean, the two don't get on, I think it's fair to say, so I probably won't be pushing him too much just because I have to watch the language. Although I might go, if I'm feeling brave, I might go down there. So I don't know if we caught that there. Alen, you got to pay for the elbow surgery.
The rest of my life is to get a massage my arms.
Fabio Wardley! Come here, giant. I want to kill every giant except this. I don't want to fight. No, good.
So I think, Alen, do you want to jump out or do you want to stay in the ring for the interview? I'll let you jump out. That was some explosive pad work at the end there. Is that just a little sign of what's to come on Saturday?
Yeah, this time I'm in the best shape of my life. I say that to every fight because it's true. Every fight I was in the best shape. But this time I go over. It's 103%, 2 or 3%. So I can go even higher, but this is the best savage you're going to see.
It sets itself up to be a good fight because Tom Little's just stood where you are and he said this is the best Tom Little we've ever seen, and certainly he looks like he's trained hard for that. That's probably welcome welcome news to you, isn't it? You want to beat the best Tom Little if you're going to beat him.
Of course, listen, my goal is to give the fans a fight. So I'm for sure going to give a fight like always. So I need a dancing partner, I hope there's going to be Tom Little and we can give the fans a hell of a fight. That is really my goal.
Do you believe though that if you turn up and you do what you do, that you can end this fight early? I mean, you said to us earlier, really, I want rounds. I want someone to come and push me. Yeah. I want to see what I can do myself. I want to go to sort of, the dark places. Do you think Tom Little's the man to take you there?
Well, listen, I can't say that because I don't think that. But I think he will test me, at least for the first round, you know. And we're going to get some good combinations in because I'm looking at 100 punches per round. So if he can beat that, then I'm going to let him win. You know. If he go to the judges, I'm going to let him win. I'll just take it, you know. So if I believe, I don't think so. I can't say that. I would like so. I would really like so. I would just want this to be a perfect fight because I enjoy this. I enjoy talking to you. I enjoy training. I enjoy fighting. I want to fight as long as possible.
Yeah, that comes across though that you genuinely seem to just love every minute of it. This journey that you're on, this momentum you've got behind you. Where did it all start? Just talk us through where this sort of spark in form come from. Was it going over to Dillian Whyte's camp? Was it before that? Was it the WSB experience? Did you realise at that point? Where did it all start?
Well, it was long before any of that. You know, I trained boxing for 10 years, and I had those little phones. You know, the normal phone, not these fancy phones like yours. And I watched on Wikipedia. I watched the resumes of the fighters, you know, on the autobiography, Joe Frazier, Muhammad Ali, and I said, I want to be like this, you know, I want to be like them. What do I need to do? And then I started just walking from club to club, and then I found my place with my coach right now, and I'm just living the dream, you know.
When someone tells you you can't do something, how do you react to that? You're not going to be able to do that. You're not going to get to the highest level. You can't box like that and carry on like that. Is that music to your ears? You think, brilliant, write me off?
Yeah, you said it my last fight. I just, yeah, you did. I was just watching the Daniel Kennedy fight.
Yeah, I think.
But I like those corners.
Was my question more though? People say if you want to get to the highest level, you can't box like that.
Yeah, but you were like pro Neil Kennedy. You made a bet against me, you know. Yeah, I know you did, but you lost that bet, you know. So listen, no, I like when people say that because they're interested. You're interested in what I can do and can't. And that's the pure essence of boxing, you know, to see what someone can do. I think I can do it all, you know. And for now, I'm doing pretty good. So let's see where this takes me.
Let's just have a look what's going on around the corner here. I think Fabio Wardley's just about to jump in for his media workout. You and Fabio had a big embrace there. You know Fabio from the Dillian Whyte setup, same promotional outfit.
Yeah, Fabio is a great guy, you know, great up and comer. Look at him, he's a giant, you know, he looks perfect. You know, look at him, like a diva on shoes. Yeah, he's very good guy, very talented, very awkward, you know, it's very hard to fight with him, you know. Everyone's going to have a bad time with Fabio Wardley, you know. He's young, he's hungry, so I wish him all the best. I said he's the only giant I don't want to fight because he's my friend, you know. He and Dillian Whyte, those are my team. I'm going to fight for them.
They're the only two that you wouldn't fight?
Yeah, I'm going to fight for them, you know. All of the others, bring it, you know, just bring it. The bigger the better, you know. Is Tom Little big? Did you see him?
Say again?
Is Tom Little big?
Tom Little's very thin.
No, why, brother?
He's obviously trained hard. That's good news for us.
No, I wanted the big Tom Little. I want someone big, brother. For my next fight, I want a giant.
Yeah, you said that before. You want to fight the giants. There are plenty of giants in this division. I mean,
of
if
course.
you get through Tom Little, who do you want to fight?
Everybody, bro. But listen, I live 1 second at a time, you know, because this is all. I'm still pinching myself to realize where I am. So I'm just living the dream, you know, every second. So I don't look past Tom Little. You know, after Tom Little, we can talk names as long as you want, you know.
Okay, I'm not going to ask you. There's loads of comments on our YouTube channel about a certain Croatian heavyweight, but maybe I'm standing too close to you to ask you.
I love him. I love that guy. But Savage doesn't love him. I love him. Alen loves him. He's good. But Savage doesn't care about him. You know, he's just another name, and he's sabotaging our fight. You know, we're gonna have a beautiful fight in maybe 2 years.
2 years? You think?
I think.
You and Filip Hogovic?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a fight because it's inevitable. You know, I'm gonna keep rising. He's gonna keep falling because of his bad opposition. So we're gonna meet, you know, and we gotta clash. It's a big fight for Croatia, so why not do it? It's gonna do good to all of the Croatians, you know, to all of the young kids looking at it, wanna shame boxing, you know. That's what I wanna do.
You've got a massive fan base over here, the Savage Army, but is talk in Croatia, is that already building? Are people in Croatia already talking about you and Hogovic back home?
Yeah, of course they are. Every interview, like here, it's the same. Every interview, and he's like, "Oh, I don't want to talk about it. He doesn't talk that good. I don't want to talk about him and stuff." But I do want to talk about it because people want to hear that. You know, so we're the main subject of boxing in Croatia, and I think that's beautiful. You know, a lot of young kids, like I said, watching us and want to be like us, want to be boxers. You know, and that's what I want to be. I want to be a role model. And I just need that big, how do you say, something. Nothing, step into the ring with me, you know, just to make it happen. He can knock me out cold if he wants to then. My job is done. When I go into the ring with him on a stadium in Croatia, that's where Savage was born. And I know Savage is gonna kill him, but don't tell him that.
Okay. Brilliant. Well, thank you. I'm more worried that you think that I bet against you with Niall Kennedy. So no, I didn't. Why have you got your hands around my neck, Alan? Alan, why have you got your hands around my neck?
You said, what am I gonna do?
Social distancing is in place. I just couldn't help it. Okay, Fabio, you carry on out there. You carry on. How are you getting on?
I'm good.
Okay, so Fabio Wardley, just going through the motions here, 25-year-old from Ipswich, making sort of some real waves now. English heavyweight champion, undefeated in 9 fights, 8 of them finishing inside the distance. He takes on Richard Lartey, who told us earlier, no Lartey, no party. I think that we're probably going to get pretty annoyed about that by the end of the week, but it's quite catchy now. Fabio obviously coming off a career best win against Simon Vallily during fight camp. Obviously Fabio came to the press conference with a fake moustache which just caused carnage, so I'm just worried about quite what he might do this week. We know Lartey's famous for his beard that he has there, like an orange beard, so I don't know if Fabio's got something up his sleeve there. We'll see tomorrow. Let's have a look here at Fabio on the pads. Remember guys, send in your questions. If I can get to them I will. Fabio Wardley sort of set this one up perfectly. We thought that he might meet Lucas Brown tonight, but there were travel issues with Lucas getting over in time. Richard Lartey answered the call and he's here now. He's been in and around the hotel. Interesting fact that Fabio hasn't been past 6 rounds yet. So I just wonder if we might sort of learn a little bit about that this week. So what do we know about Richard Lartey? Probably most famous from our point of view for his 2 trips to the UK. Obviously against Daniel Dubois and Nathan Gorman. Lartey's 29. From his 17 fights, he's got 14 wins, 11 of them inside the distance. Fair to say all of his notable wins or his biggest career wins have come at home in Ghana. But I think the main sort of selling point there for Lartey is the swing up that he had with Daniel Dubois. Made it into the 4th. Before that they really stood toe to toe, and Richard Lartey was certainly very, very game up until that point. So if he's well conditioned and he's come over with ambition, this looks a tricky night for Fabio Wardley on paper. On a scale of 1 to 10, how scared were you when Alen Babic put his arm on your neck? Solid 8, I reckon. Babic had a quick shave and now he's holding the pads for Wardley. I'm not gonna shout that one out. Matchroom versus Frank Warren, Babic v David Adelaide. Yeah, good fight like that. Have Cairns and Davies done their workout yet? Unfortunately, they aren't working out today, but we interviewed them both earlier and they're both full of confidence, and we'll be live streaming the press conference tomorrow, so you'll have a chance to watch that. We should be catching up with at least one of them, and the one that we don't catch up with, hopefully we'll catch up with at the weigh-in. John Bays, Fabio staying active, didn't he fight on Dylan's undercard? Yes, he did. Staying active, really making the most of post-pandemic, we're still in it, aren't we? But boxing since lockdown lifted. Yeah, looked good, didn't he? Stopping Simon Vallely during fight camp. Some talk in the comments about Dubois v Joyce. Yeah, good fight. I think we're all really looking forward to that one. A few of you asking if we're going to see Richard Lartey tonight. No, not on this media stream, although he's training in the hotel and they will share this ring, so he will be out eventually. Is Liam Davis doing the workout tonight? No, not tonight. You're going to catch up with Cairns. Not on tonight's stream, but we will catch up with him on the presser stream. That'll be live tomorrow, 2 o'clock presser, and I think that'll be the first fight. Jason Smith, if Fabio wins, Wilder's begging for a fight. Maybe you can do it back here in Ipswich behind closed doors. So Fabio Wardley just going through his final pad routine here with Robert Hodgins. We are live from the Matchroom bubble, directly opposite the SSE Wembley Arena, where we're here for the next few weeks actually, the Matchroom residency in full flow. Fabio Wardley, the undefeated English heavyweight champion from Ipswich. Got a nice story. Those of you that are joining the stream late, obviously Robert Hodgins, his trainer, was just talking us through it. Fabio came into the gym following the white collar circuit. They tried to, after 4 white collar fights, they tried to get him to go down the amateur route. And he was like, no, let's go straight to the pro. So he's done his learning on the job, which I think is a bit of an unenviable task because you're there to be shot down. But he's impressed so far. And they're slowly stepping up the calibre of opponent. And this looks a good fight on paper against Richard Lartey. Fabio looks relaxed and having fun in there. Good luck to him. Not many fighters from Ipswich. I think you're right. How many fighters from Ipswich, current pros at the moment, do you reckon?
I think it's 3, including me. 3 others. Yeah.
Okay, sleeping giant of boxing. Suffolk boxing. Conor Benn v Josh Kelly would be a solid domestic matchup. Yeah. It would be. They've both got business to take care of before then. Fabio has improved so much. Yeah, the proof's in the pudding. I think he really has looked great. Rapid, nice movement. That's from Stephen. People need to stop comparing Conor to Nigel, let him have his own career. Yeah, I agree. And I think people are letting him be. It's very difficult though when your surname's Ben and you're sort of the son of a legend. There are always going to be natural comparisons, but looks like he's got a level head on those shoulders, and Nigel's really letting him forge out his own career, making his own mistakes to some degree, so that's been welcome. Styles make fights, and that being said, Wardley will beat Lartey better than Dubois and Gorman. Jonathan Finch, nice footwork for a big lad. I'll try and feed back these. Jason Smith, I've got Fabio to win rounds 5 to 7. I'll say that louder, Jason, just in case. Zook, if Ben comes through Saturday, will we see him in a big domestic tear-up against Josh Kelly? I will try and get to Eddie Hearn tomorrow to ask that question, but I think if it makes business sense, it makes career sense for both of them, and one thing from our point of view, we do love a domestic matchup, so. Let's see if we can just grab a quick word with Fabio Wardley. Fabio, how many more have you got to do? I don't want to pull you away. Okay. This is a big step up for you on paper, but one that you've asked for, one that you've welcomed. Just how confident are you heading into Saturday night?
Extremely confident, always. Like I say, me and the team are the ones that asked for this. We asked for this type of test. I could have easily picked someone a lot easier with less of a resume, just a less difficult fight overall, but this is what we wanted and this is what we're going for.
Is it just the 2 fights against UK opposition that you've got to sort of study on him?
Yeah, mainly, but I don't, like whenever I'm getting ready for an opponent, I don't tend to read too much into their previous fights because they can always be different on the night. They can bring a different game, different mentality, different mindset, and perform differently. So I'll take little cues from it, but overall, it's about learning on the night. And when I get in the ring, I'm taking that time to really assess my opponent, size them up, and see where the gaps are.
How happy are you with your own progress, and what do you think your big improvements have been that we've seen so far?
I think just over time, I'm just getting more and more comfortable with the stage and everything. Like I say, I came out of nowhere really and just kind of jumped into these kind of shows, these big events and these big nights. And as I think more and more that you're seeing me in front of the cameras and stuff, I'm more and more relaxed. I'm able to show a different side to me. One I've been able to show in sparring and different things like that, but with more time in front of the cameras, in front of the lights, I'm able to kind of perform better.
What's the goal on Saturday? The win is the main thing, but how important is the performance and the method of victory? Do you want to sort of already asked you this off camera, but do you want to match what Dubois did? Do you want to better what Dubois did? Would you be happy with a points win and outboxing Richard Lartey like Nathan Gorman did? How much are you comparing your own sort of performance to what you saw from those guys, or is it just not important to you? You're on your own path?
Mostly, no, it's not important. It's about me, ultimately. Like, those guys, when they fought him, they weren't thinking about, I need to do this performance because of Fabio Wardley and I need to make a statement. And the same way, I'm not thinking about them. Yeah, okay, they've come before me and have fought him already, but it's about me entirely on my own and my own journey, my own development, and me getting the experience that I need to help me better as a fighter. Me rushing through a fight and trying to get him out of there just so I can come off the end and wave in front of the cameras and say, oh, I did it quicker than so-and-so, does me no benefit. It's about learning on the job and being professional in the ring, and that's what I plan to do.
You won that English title in Fight Camp. I just wonder where you see yourself in this domestic picture at the moment. Obviously, Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, Dylan White are up at the top. I'd put Chisora up in that bracket as well, having the fight that you just had against Alexander Usyk. Where do you put yourself in the picture, the tier underneath?
Yeah, I think I'm in that tier underneath, most definitely. The types of, like the names that I mentioned next to, the me, the Daniels, the Joyces, the Gormans, whatever else is, we're all kind of mixing around in that bracket together. We're yet to kind of figure out who's really kicking on into the next level, but it's going to come next year and we're going to really kind of earn our places and get up there.
Just finally, boxing without fans, it's strange, but it does mean that a lot more of your fans will be watching from home. Have you got a message? I'm sure people will be tweeting you and sending you messages on Facebook and that, but have you got a message for everyone that might be watching?
Yeah, just thank you. Thank you to everyone, because without the fans and without the support, boxing is nothing and we are nothing. I wouldn't be able to do this without the support of everyone behind me that's looked out for me and helped me get to where I am. So just thank you to everyone. Tune in Saturday night for a big fight. No Lartey, no party.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for setting that up. Right, well, I'll let you get back on, but that pretty much brings us to the end of tonight's stream. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for everybody that sent in comments, even the ones that were trying to trip me up there with some very good names. Make sure you join us tomorrow, the press conference. 2 o'clock it starts, so we'll be looking to go live on across all of our channels at about 5 too, so make sure you join us then.